Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing part 3 on my machine embroidery series, and today we will be talking about embroidery software. Now in the first part I talked about embroidery only machine. In the second part I talked about hybrid sewing embroidery machine. So after these two videos you have a pretty good understanding on which type of machine would suit you best. So now it's time to talk about how you can get designs for embroidery and which type would be the best for you. So basically speaking, there are 3 ways that you can get your embroidery designs. First, you can use the embroidery designs that come already installed in your embroidery machine. Second way is you can buy embroidery design collections on online stores or maybe through a local dealer or support creative artists via Etsy. Now the third way is you can get your own embroidery software and create any kind of design that you want. How to know which of these 3 methods is the best for you? So if you're planning on doing lots of monogramming, for example, if you want to do small design pieces, if you want to do a little personalization on clothing pieces, for example, then the designs that are installed in your embroidery machine usually would be enough. I'm saying that because mostly a lot of those machines come with already pre-installed a large number of different alphabets, so it's great for various monogrammic designs. Also, depending on the machine type that you are buying, they will have a different set of pre-installed designs. For example, this machine comes with quite a few designs for wedding gifts, for example. So when you're getting your machine, be careful to pay attention to the pre-installed designs if you don't want to get additional software or buy additionally some embroidery designs. Second way you can get your embroidery design is buying a collection of designs. Now this is a really good solution if, for example, you want to do kids clothing and you want to decorate it with various animation characters that your kid loves. For example, you can buy the entire Disney embroidery collection and do embroideries with the famous Disney characters. Also, you can buy from various artists their own made embroidery designs, and of course then the variation is unlimited. This is also a very good solution if, for example, you don't want to do constantly your own creations and you just from time to time want to do some bigger embroidery or add some different embroidery detail, for example, but you don't necessarily want to invest in embroidery software because you will not be using that as often. So buying some ornaments or buying some design collections is a good solution in this case. Now, number 3 way on how you can get embroidery designs is to get your own embroidery software. This is the way that fits me best because I wanted the embroidery machine solely so that I can do embroidery on clothing pieces like the one you see behind me. So it was very, very important for me to have that full autonomy to create the designs that I want, and for every single clothing piece that I'm making, I am creating another new design. Embroidery software comes separately from embroidery machine, so this is an item that you have to purchase separately. Embroidery software is an investment, so you must think in advance how much you will be using it. In my case, for example, as mentioned, every time I am creating something new with my embroidery machine, I am doing it first on my embroidery software. So for me, getting the embroidery software was very, very important. Now, if you never used an embroidery software before, I want to invite you to my embroidery software, the one that I'm using, which is eXuberance Junior version. And I want to invite you to see inside how it looks like. Before getting the software, I was a bit cautious about how quickly I will learn to use it, because I was really afraid it will be difficult to navigate. However, this is not the case, and I'm really satisfied on how quickly I learned to use it, and I think that's really user friendly. So I have my laptop over here, so I will switch to the computer screen and I will show you how the eXuberance Junior program looks like. Once you open the eXuberance Junior program, this is the initial screen that you get. Here is the toolbar, here are all the recent files I worked on, and here are a few tutorials to get you comfortable with using the software. So now I want to show you the capabilities of the software, so I will push the Create New version. Now at the top here is the most important part that you need to change. So here, once you push, you have to find your specific machine, because every design is created specifically for your machine and specifically for the hoop that you will be using. In my case, I am choosing Elna Company. As you can see, there are plenty more you can choose from using this software. Then machine model, and I find the Expressive 830L, which is my machine, and now all available hoops are displayed. Now in the first part of the series we talked how important it is to look at hoop availability when choosing your machine. So here is a really good example on how many hoops come already with Elna Expressive 830L machine, and really there's a lot of different hoops to any kind of design that you want to do. So for this example, let's choose the small hoop, and now here it is on our screen. Once you choose the hoop, it is shown in its real size, and here you can see that it is graded, and the software uses metric system, and the smallest grade is 1 millimeter to give you that really precise accuracy. So here on the right you see the toolbar and all the tools that you can use to edit your softwares. So here I will quickly upload a quick example on the embroidery design so that we can look at it and test our software. Once the first design is in, you can start your editing, and here on the right of the toolbar there is a selection tool where you can change the position of your design. You can rotate it, for example. You can reposition it, because once you upload the design to the software it always begins at the center. However, if you want to move it, you can just easily do it like that. If you want to resize it, for example, you can do it too. Here is the edit stitches mode, where you can edit the sequence of the embroidery. Here is the zoom tool, where you can zoom into your design and look how it will look like up close. One of the most important things when creating your own design is accuracy. So here is the measure tool that will help you do that, and you can measure any kind of design placement. So this tool will give you the best accuracy. Now the stitch flow allows you to change the direction of the stitches. Here you can see that the machine already did auto stitch flow. However, if you change it, you can easily change it like that. And here you can see how the direction of stitches on those two panels changed. Now, one of my favorite tools is this little redraw, and once you push it, the machine slowly redraws the mock-up of the embroidery exactly how the machine would do it. So here, let's do a little bit of a speed up, and here you can see how the design is being born in the mock-up version. It's really a good tool, because you can see how the design would turn out, and maybe there are some, for example, stitches that you want to change, or some I don't know, flow of the stitches that you would love to change, or maybe you don't like the color or how it looks like. So this gives you a really good view and understanding of how the finished design would look like. So really a good tool. And here is the view of how this design would look like finished in the machine. Another great feature is lettering, that you can add any kind of text to the design. For example, here I added hi. You can easily move it anywhere around. If you don't want to use it, you can simply delete it. But it's really a very quick and efficient way to add monogramming or some kind of personalization to your design. Another feature is Color Manager that allows you to change the design colors. So here let me choose the RGB color system. And here you can see how you can change the color and it automatically changes in the design to give you better understanding how the finished design would look like. There is also a possibility to change color number. Here is a very simple design, so not much to change, but keep in mind that if you want to reduce the number of colors that you use in your design, this is a spot to go. Next up is the machine and hoop for you to check out. It appears here. And the last one is the guidelines. Guidelines is one more tool for you to use for that accuracy we talked about, for precision and etc. You can just simply put a guideline like this and do symmetry of your embroidery design, for example. The eXuberance Junior program really gives you a lot of tools how to create your design project and to better understand it, how it will look like finished on the machine. So one tool I already showed you, it's the slow redraw, when it slowly redraws the entire embroidery so that you can visualize it, how it would look like on the finished item. The other mode was the color manager, where you can choose as close to the colors you will be using for your embroidery as possible. And now next, you can choose the fabric. For example, you will be using light fabric and you can choose the color here as well. Let's say we will be doing, I don't know, maybe blue. And then you can even choose the fabric type. So let's choose, for example, wool crepe fabric. Let's change the color again. And then once we push OK, the entire design is shown on the mockup of the fabric that we chose. So now that you would push this slow redraw, the background is shown as the fabric you would be using. And here let's do the quick redraw again. And here is a very realistic look of how the finished design would look like. Now, one more question that you may be asking is how to get those designs like this one. So basically, the best to use is the vectoral design because you would get the most precise results. However, if you do not know how to use vectoral designs, or for example, you are very good at drawing by hand, you can also upload the drawing by hand and the machine and the software then will turn it into an embroidery design. So this is all that I wanted to show you about this particular software, eXuberance Junior, and it's time to give you my final thoughts. So basically speaking, embroidery software is an investment. So before you make a decision to buy it, I want you to really consider if you will get a lot of use out of it. In my case, having an embroidery software is a must because every time I am creating a new clothing, I am doing my own embroidery design. So software gives me freedom to make my dream designs come true, and that was very, very important for me. So this is it for this video, and this is it for my embroidery machine series. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed creating it, and I will see you next time. Bye!